Hey everyone, this video is about line 125 in our Essential Elements book, Jingli Nona. This is a Malaysian folk song. So Malaysia is in the southwestern Pacific Ocean. This piece is going to use a lot of things we've been working on our G string, especially arpeggios, which we do every day with our scales. And it also includes the slurs we've been working on. There's only two slurs, and thankfully they're relatively easy slurs. They stay on one string, and both slurs are actually the exact same slur on an up bow. So let's take a look at this. First thing I want to point out to you is this piece starts on a pickup. We've seen pieces that start on pickups before. Michael Row Your Boat Ashore started on beat 3, so it had 2-beat pickup. Jingli Nona starts on beat 4. It's got one note all by itself there in the first measure. So I can see that it's in 4/4 time. That's what the C stands for. Common time is 4/4 time. So if there's only one beat in that measure, I know that one beat is beat 4, and then of course we go on to beat 1 in the next measure. You'll notice that it's marked as an up bow. Most songs you play start on a down bow, but up till now most songs you play start on beat 1. And composers really like to have down bows on beat 1 because it's a heavier part of the bow and it's going to sound stronger. So in order to have that down bow on beat 1, we have to start on an up bow for the pickup. And this is pretty common. When you see music that has a 1-beat pickup, it very often starts on an up bow. Now, if we go through this, measure 1 here, G, G, B, D, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's all on the pulse. Right here, G, B, D, is the arpeggio that we play every day when we play our G scale. And we see it again in the next measure, G, B, D. Now, if you play viola or if you play violin, you'll see they want you to play this D 4th finger and this D open. There's no particular reason that the composer did this other than to make sure that you knew to use your 4th finger. And you should make sure that when you play these two measures, that those notes sound the same pitch. We know that our D string should already be in tune before we start playing. We have to make sure that our 4th finger is in tune so it sounds the same as the open string. If I were to have written this exercise, I would have had this one be played open and this one be played 4th finger so that you have a chance to hear what the open string sounds like, and then you have a chance to then match it when you get over here. Now here we go with our first slur, down, up, down, up, and it puts us back in the down bow here. So we have to make sure that that slur happens so that we're on a down bow here, and then we're ready to play a down bow at the beginning of the next phrase here. If we mess up that slur, then all of a sudden we'll be playing an up bow at the beginning of the next phrase, and it's not going to sound the same as the first phrase. So our first phrase goes from here to here. Our second phrase starts here and goes to here, to here. And it's the exact same thing except for the last note, including the exact same slur. Down, up, down, down, up. And then we're ready at a down bow for the next chunk. Now, this phrase here has a lot of skips that are a third apart. So remember, going from C to E, we count C, D, E. That's 3 notes. So C to E is a third apart. And then in the next bar, we have another third apart. We have a B to a D. So B, C, D is 3 notes. So B to D is a third apart. And then it happens again. A, B, C, that's 3 notes. So A to C again is a third apart. Lots of skips. Now the composer is asking us with this bracket to keep our 3rd finger down on this C so that when we go from C to E to C, our 3rd finger is already where it belongs. When you do that, of course, you have to make sure that your 3rd finger is touching only the G string and you're letting your D string vibrate freely. Otherwise, when you try and play this E here, it's going to sound muffled or just sound like the wrong note. And again, this phrase starts here and ends on this half note, and then it repeats. So this phrase is exactly the same as the third phrase, including where the brackets are. Yeah. Now I want to remind you about first and second endings. We have seen these before. So the first time we play this song, we start from the beginning, play the pickup note at the top, and then we just play, play, play until we get to this repeat sign at the end. From this repeat sign, then, we have to repeat back to the other repeat sign, not the beginning. Because remember, this pickup note at the beginning is beat 4. We've already played in this measure 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We can't go and play beat 4 if we've already played beat 4 as part of this half note here. So the repeat sign goes back to the other repeat sign. The second time through, then, we play and play and play until we get to right here, and then we have to skip to the second ending to finish the tune. Now the composer asks us the question, where is beat 4? Because we can see in this measure 1 and 2 and 3 and there is no 4 and here. There's only 3 beats in the measure. Where is beat 4? And the answer is it's back at the beginning. Whenever we have a piece that begins on a pickup note, we always have to shorten the last measure by the same number of beats as the pickup. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4 is back at the top. And the reason they do that is if for some reason you decided you wanted to repeat the entire piece of music over again, you couldn't have a beat 4 at the end and a beat 4 at the beginning. So they leave off a beat 4 here so we can repeat all the way back to the top and play that before beat 4 if we wanted to. In this case, they did not write a repeat sign, you just want to stop. It's still a convention that composers usually follow. All right, let's take a listen then to Ms. Reimer playing this song. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And repeat. 1. Second ending now, and stop. So this tune moves pretty quickly. I would recommend that you practice it in small chunks, especially making sure that you're getting these skips in the right place, where we have these arpeggios at the beginning and the skips of a third that happen in the second half of the tune. Do it with practice first, listening to the sample audio, but also slowing the tempo down to a tempo that's manageable and gradually speeding it up. Also practicing it along with this video. Listen to Ms. Reimer, listen to me on the piano, and play together with that and make sure that you're in time. I'd be especially aware of the bowing and make sure that I am arriving at a down bow at the beginning of each phrase and after each slur. As if you find you're at an up bow in one of those places, it usually means, well, it always means, that you've made a mistake on the slur there. That's it for this one, guys. Thanks for stopping by.